Okay, so I wanted to be honest with everybody since I've been fairly absent the last 2 weeks. I, I wanted everybody to know the truth. Forgive me if it feels like it's in segments because I might pause every now and then to regather. But I just wanted to start off by saying that I love you and I'm sorry for anyone that I've hurt. So, my name is Morgan, and I'm 27 years old, and on October 11th, I attempted suicide. For years, anxiety and depression is just something that I've always battled with. You know, the thoughts have always been there, but I wanted them to go away permanently until they almost did anyway. You know, I stepped off thinking I was doing everyone and myself a favor, and immediately I saw all of the faces of so many people that I love. It didn't feel real, but it was really happening. And I just thought it was over. Maybe people think that this is too soon, but I know if rehab taught me anything, I know that I'm in control of my own decisions and the aid of my own progress. People ask me, how are you going to help anybody if you can't even help yourself? Maybe I can't professionally help anybody at the moment. That's another topic. But I can help guide them to their own success. Communication is key. You know, you can talk to me, you can talk to your friends or your family, you can talk to a counselor. Just communicate, voice yourself. Even if you think that nobody's listening, I promise you there are so many people that care about you that people like me didn't even realize. You know what I mean? I was embarrassed to ask for help. Truly embarrassed. I felt ashamed of myself. I almost lost everything. And some things I did lose, and maybe forever even. But I've always looked for other people to make me happy. Instead of being self-assured, I wanted someone to do it for me. Just because people love you doesn't mean that they're responsible for your happiness. They can't do what you're capable of. It's not their job. It's your job to keep peace within yourself. You can't rely on somebody else because ultimately their own happiness is their first priority, leaving yours second. And at the time, I felt alone and betrayed. But it's not fair. It's not fair to either of you because you have to love yourself before you can love anyone else. And just because someone leaves, it doesn't mean that they don't love you. You know they do. It doesn't mean that they don't care. They probably care a great deal. And if they love you and you love them enough, then you'll see for yourself how them leaving will help you in the future. The ones that love you the most will teach you the greatest lesson. Like I said, you just have to love yourself before you can love anyone else the way that you're supposed to. Just take it as a gift. They can still be an angel from afar and just watch you grow and learn and apply yourself. And I had to learn the hard way that it's not too late. There are rules, but bringing them to surface and maintaining is something that you have to do daily. I often compared everything to the past, and that alone got me in the most trouble. Bringing up anything from the past isn't going to help you in the present unless you're applying the lessons that you've learned for the better. What I do know, despite the heartache I've caused, I have a lot of learning and growing to do myself. The difference is, after rehab, I know how. And I'll always wish it was something, I did 5 years ago because I pushed away a very special person. But after all of this, miracles are a thing. So there's that. I miss my best friend, and I miss my family, and it hurts to know that I did this, but it's something that I just have to accept and move on. And I hate the pain that I've caused a lot of people, including the pain that I contributed to myself. If I would have been found 15, 20 seconds later, I might not have a chance to make it right, though. So I want to devote my second chance at life to helping others like me. I want to move forward from this. And I know it won't be immediate, but every day is a new day. I've lost a lot, but I've also gained a new beginning. And I know who loves me, and I know who has my back. I also know the people that I've hurt love me, and one day it won't feel like the end of the world. I hope. I owe it to a lot of people and myself to get better, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to do so, especially after rehab, because like I said, I was so embarrassed and so ashamed to ask for help. 3 days into it, I was just like, this is the best program that anyone like me could ever be in. And I just hate that it took so long to get help, but unfortunately it did. So, a lot of current events I was filled in on today, and I'm still trying to get acclimated with. I went home for the first time, and it was a lot to process. I may or may not go back to rehab for another week or so, because I know that I'm safe there, and I know that I can have time to process and think, and I know how to approach different situations now after being in rehab, and my main focus is just getting better, and I'm determined to do so. I'm going to prove it to a lot of people, whether you believe me or not. I'm trying, and I'm not wasting any more time to validate any of my actions. I'm an extremely shy person, and for some reason this is helping. I guess it's like my coping mechanism. Kind of. I'm super shy, but then again, I'm also hiding behind a camera right now. I promise, as someone that has been there, just vocalizing your thoughts will help you start moving forward and fundamentally feeling better. It's never the end. When things get hard, you just have to take a deep breath and remember that there are people there for you. And you may feel lost, and you may feel confused, and you just have to keep an open mind. Coming from someone who has been through it all, you have to keep an open mind. Staying level is the only solution to getting to where you want to be. And asking for help is not the end, it's a beginning, and you could save yourself and many others, and you can't wait, especially if you know that you're having these thoughts. I promise you, it's the best feeling in the world to come out of rehab knowing that everything is going to be okay, but you have to apply yourself, and you have to speak up, and you can never give up. Oh. Just like a, I guess, PS. Yes, my wife and I are getting a divorce. And no one is allowed to disrespect her in my presence. So you can either keep it to yourself or you can tell a buddy, but I won't tolerate it. Just because we didn't work out doesn't mean that it had anything to do with her character. You know, I love her, and she's a admiringly amazing, loyal, trustworthy woman, and I don't want her name dragged through the dirt. So if you have anything negative to say whatsoever, I don't want to hear it. It's not fair, and it's ultimately nobody's business, really. So just don't do it. Just be respectful, because she doesn't deserve it. So if you have anything bad to say, just don't say it to me and keep it to yourself. Like, talk about ideas, not people.